Good morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. I'm Rob Finnerty with Allison Maloney. Back to the southern border now. Title 42 slated to be rolled back on May the 23rd, while the surge of immigrants at the southern border is getting worse. It was really bad in March. Our next guest, though, is suing the Biden administration over lifting Title 42. Joining us now is the Attorney General for the state of Missouri and U.S. Senate candidate Eric Schmitt. Eric, welcome back to the program.
Good to be with you guys.
Great to have you back on. Right now, the latest numbers, 21 separate states are suing the Biden administration over rolling back Title 42. Your state of Missouri, of course, not a border state, but because the fentanyl crisis, every state has become a border state. Have you gotten any response from the administration yet?
Well, we're looking forward to moving quickly on our preliminary injunction hearing. And that's the next step, is to put a pause to this before it goes into effect later in May. And I think what you're about to see is a tsunami of illegal immigration. We've seen waves and waves of this. Missouri and Texas filed the lawsuit and won at the Supreme Court on the Remain in Mexico policy. We're still fighting with them to get that implemented. That's actually going to be back in the Supreme Court next week. Missouri and Texas filed a lawsuit to finish President Trump's border wall. That case is moving forward. And then now you have Title 42, which by most estimates accounts for about 50% of the current expulsions. So you're about to see those numbers double. You're about to see 18,000, the estimate, 18,000 people a day that we know of coming across illegally. Every state's a border state.
Yeah.
Because the illegal activity, the human trafficking, the drugs, they don't just stop in El Paso. They make their way to Columbus, Ohio, and St. Louis, Missouri, and everywhere, Baltimore, Maryland, everywhere in this country. And the federal government's, supposed to be a government of limited powers. Securing the border is supposed to be one of them. It's up to the states now to force the Biden administration to actually do what they're supposed to do, which is to have a secure border that we had under President Trump.
Yeah, you just said it. Every state's a border state, and including Missouri. So how will Title 42, if it's rolled back, how will that affect you directly in your state?
Yeah, we've taken the lead nationally. We led a multi-state coalition on a human trafficking raid just a few months ago. There'll be an increase in human trafficking. We've already seen that since Joe Biden's been in office. And then fentanyl. I mean, it's the #1 cause of death now, the overdoses from 18 to 5-year-old adults. And so those are being dumped in our communities all across the country, including Missouri. So the increased drug trafficking, the increased human trafficking. And by the way, the cartels are running the show down there. I've been to the border twice. And they have zones, not just at the border, but zones within the United States. They're distribution networks. And when Joe Biden says, hey, if you come here seeking asylum, Mexico's not going to be the waiting room anymore. You can just be released into the interior of the United States, or Title 42 goes away. It is an open invitation for these cartels to move people across the border, and it's big bucks for them.
Right.
One law enforcement agent told us $100 million a week in just the human smuggling. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we just saw the worst March in U.S. history, March 2022, at least 221,000 illegal immigrants crossing the southern border. That is the worst single month we've had at the border since at least February of 2000. So you got to go back 22 years. That's how bad it's gotten. I want to talk about, I know you're running for the Senate in the state of Missouri now as Attorney General. I want to talk about Democrats in very close races come the midterm elections. Chris Coons, senator in Delaware, Joe Biden's home state, says Title 42 should stay in place. Beto O'Rourke running against Greg Abbott down in Texas. He's a Democrat. He says it should stay in place. And Mark Kelly out in Arizona, border state, he has no interest in rolling back Title 42. At some point, does the quote unquote CDC and the Biden administration need to listen to Democrats who are going to lose re-election bids if this thing goes away?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so that's part of it. There's political pressure that needs to be exerted here. For the Biden administration to come to their senses. I mean, unfortunately, it's taken the states. I mean, Missouri was the first state to file on the OSHA vaccine mandate. We won at the Supreme Court. That was, ridiculous. That would have cost, exacerbated our supply chain crisis, all kinds of issues, in addition to a threat to individual liberty. This administration's off the rails. But sadly, I think that they know a reckoning is coming in November. And they're going to do everything they can between now and then to fundamentally change this country, whether it's packing the Supreme Court, they're a couple votes away from that, adding states to the union, federalizing elections, and here having an open border policy that they think, I guess, helps them politically. But I think they're about to find out that this is going to backfire.
Yeah, 203 days away.
All right. Eric Schmitt, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Great to be with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.